All right, hey, it's Rob, and breaking news here, September 9th, 2025. The Michigan fake electors have all been sent home. They've been released. No charges will be filed. They had a preliminary hearing to decide whether their case would go to trial, and after a year of going back and forth on it, the judge finally said they are free to walk. So, a little disappointed personally because I know a little bit about this case. I went to college with one of the Michigan fake electors, Michonne Maddock, who is married to Matt Maddock, a state representative in Michigan. And, their entire scheme, does this sound legitimate to you, was actually to sneak into the Capitol, to sleep in somebody's office overnight, and then to kind of work their way in so that when the votes were being counted for the 2020 election, they would be sitting there and people would mistake them for the real electors, and they would be, submitting votes on Trump's behalf. That plan, they did not go through with it, but they did approach the Capitol while the electors were in session, choosing the next president, who, of course, was Joe Biden. Hey, Diego, you can see him back there. Hey, buddy. Anyway, they walked up to the Capitol. There is footage of this. They are claiming that they are the real electors. Thankfully, a police officer would not let them in to disturb the proceedings. And Joe Biden was elected in 2020, despite their best efforts to, not make that happen. Of course, you can look at the big picture. You can look at January 6th and Trump saying, hey, Pence needs to do the right thing. That was the same thing, saying that there's this alternate group of electors. We're going to put that in front of, the people choosing the next president, and maybe they'll look at our, list of people and what they voted for instead of the actual, electors and the people that they are voting for, in that case, Joe Biden. So anyway, this case has been going on. It happened in many different states. They met, secretly in the basement of the Republican headquarters, found these people to fill out this form, all saying that we are the, duly chosen electors in the state of Michigan, and we're all picking Trump. Walked out of the Capitol, tried to hand those votes over. Did not work, but at the same time, they're not facing any consequences. This was, of course, under the direction of Trump, Rudy Giuliani. It happened, like I said, in multiple states. In Michigan, one of the things that they may possibly have, seen some consequences for is the form did not say on the bottom, this is only a form that we're filling out in case it looks like we are able to determine that Trump really won the election, or that we're recounting the votes or whatever. So in some of the states, they hedged their bets. In Michigan, they did not do that. The form they filled out looked like every other form that the electors filled out or whatever. It just had all the votes for Trump instead of all the votes for, however many votes for Biden that would allow him to become president in 2020. Anyway, so it's over. It's done. Not a surprise. They're letting him go. They got their walking papers, and, I'm sure they'll be doing press conferences and saying, how persecuted they are, and they were right all along, and they didn't do anything, and the whole deal. But really, this was a plot to overthrow the presidential election in 2020 to, push the votes to another candidate. And they met in secret. They had plans to sneak into the Capitol, try to get this work done. Did not succeed, of course. Ultimately, Trump won again anyway in 2024, but there you go. All right, so that's the news from Michigan. That's what we got for today. And, later.